Hey fellow vault dwellers, it's Angry Turtle and today we are going over Gauss shotgun one more time for 2023, as a lot have changed with recent nerfs and buffs to this particular weapon, as well as some unexpected effects on what is the best legendary at this moment. I was a little bit surprised running with it on the last livestream. The build will follow. The build video will be dropped next. First, I want to just talk about the weapon itself. So, about the weapon, if you don't know where to get it, it's sold by Samuels at Foundation. Unfortunately, to buy it there, you will need to max out your reputation with Settlers. Alternatively, once in a blue moon, Minerva will sell it, but yeah, there is no requirements from Minerva, but she appears not very often and her inventory rotation takes 4 months, so you either wait or you max out reputation with Foundation if you want this weapon. About the modifications for the Gauss shotgun, it remains as it used to be: prime or hardened receiver, extended barrel, align or forceful stock, perforating magazine. This one is a must. I try to switch it for something else to increase magazine capacity. Not a good idea. The damage loss is not good. I mean, if you use different one, the damage loss is huge. So there is no benefit of higher mag capacity if you need to shoot twice as many times. And reflex sight, it's the only choice, so this one. And I have this nice clandestine paint. The black one. I don't know if this will return. It looks really good with black paint. I have a lot of legendary effects and I will show you how they perform now in 2023. We'll be testing that, of course, on super mutants. Even though it's not a build video, it's worth to mention here, Demolition Expert is an essential perk to run the Gauss shotgun. And since the last patch, all science perks, there's 3 of them, will give you 10% bonus to your weapon damage, each perk. And as it used to be, you should be running it in third person, as you can spam is way faster. And as you can see, explosions are huge. That's because now Grenadier work with this weapon too. So you do a big boom, not a small boom as it used to be. So that's the change with latest patch, so it's way easier, definitely way easier to hit enemies, as you can be off quite a lot and they will still take damage. So that is performance of anti-armor in here. We are charging our adrenaline too, and they dare to cripple my limbs. I don't like that. Oh, one left. So you can see, as for full health approach, this shotgun is doing damage and I wasn't using criticals yet. For the purpose of this video and to save your eyes, I will be unequipping Grenadier, as Grenadier do not add damage. It only helps you to hit enemies that are further away, and if you are not using that, it will add damage in this case scenario when you are shooting a little bit further from enemies, so the explosion will be able to hit. Without the Grenadier, effectiveness of this gun drops outside of VATS, but remains exactly the same if you are using VATS. So if you are a VATS user, you can safely unequip Grenadier and still keep the same damage output. And now we are inside, we keep using anti-armor. I need to stack my adrenaline again. So shooting to the torso is easily 2-shot, and yeah, I did broke my armor again. But we'll fix that later. So it's 2 shots to the torso on level 100 super mutants. So that's it. That is indeed a good performance. If I will go for a critical, it's easy 1-shot. But you need to be careful. In case of VATS criticals, if you stand too close, it will absolutely kill you, even if you are a full health build. So this weapon is definitely more deadly to the player than to the enemies. I mean, at least maybe equally deadly. Now, different weapon for comparison. I will not use Blooded as I'm not low health here. Instigating Gauss shotgun, they all modified in the same way. So now Instigating Gauss shotgun, as you can see, I still need 2 shots to kill 11 100 super mutant, and if I'm unlucky, I need 3 shots. It depends if Instigating will be willing to apply to the full damage, and that seems to be a recent change, as it used to always work, and now I usually need 3 shots. Somehow the initial impact from the Gauss shotgun is taking away all the Instigating bonus, so that was a big surprise for me. I cannot recommend Instigating Gauss shotgun anymore, unfortunately. And I'm not charging the weapons yet, none of this weapon is charged. About the quad, it's obviously good, as you can just shoot way more, and I'm really getting annoyed by this crippling. So 3 to 4 shots, depend how lucky you are. There is a little bit of fluctuation in the damage done with all the weapons. That was 3 shots, so you can see Instigating does a little bit better, but only tiny bit better than regular Gauss shotgun. Like, how is that even possible? I don't know. Then Vampire, of course, excels still at healing you. Then we have 2 shots somewhere, so let me demonstrate 2 shot now. Now we are going for the 2 shot. And as you can see, not much better than anything else. That was another surprise for me. All the effects on the Gauss shotgun underperform, with exception of quad that obviously gives you a lot of ammo, and anti-armor performs way better than I would expect on any other weapon. Look at the difference. None of other effects is even close to do this amount of damage as anti-armor does. So that was my huge surprise, as anti-armor was always a good effect on every weapon, but never so good. And that was a fully charged shot, the first one. Not much difference, so surprisingly not really worth charging. The damage increase is marginal. The only reason to charge it will be if you want to go for the headshot. If I charge it for a headshot, if I even hit, then it's 1 shot kill for the headshot fully charged without critical. So that will be like the only reason to even charge this weapon. Other than that, there is really not much point in charging the Gauss shotgun. Like, it doesn't help. And lastly, the really good attribute of the Gauss shotgun is that this explosion, this 15% explosive bullet damage, applies to every single projectile, so you need to actually multiply it by 8. That's how the explosion is the main portion of the damage. It is independent of weapon charge, so you don't really need to charge it at all, as well as do not lose any damage with a distance. So even though the distance on this weapon, the range, is 72, the explosion itself do not lose damage with range. The accuracy for the first shot is bad, but then when you hit a target, doesn't matter how far it is, it's doing great damage. So let's hit some Scourge Beast. And we have a Scourge Beast in here. She's flying away, so let's try to bring her attention. I think that will attract her to our position, and let's see what we can do when she flies a little bit closer. We don't need to aim for the head. Torso is absolutely fine, and now spamming dead. So disadvantage of explosions, not losing any damage with distance, is indeed huge. It is amazing effect for the Gauss shotgun and its biggest saving grace. On top of that, if you'll be lucky and get the one with less AP cost like this one, even on full health, I have no problem with dealing with my action points. I can fire a lot before running out of action points. The roll I do have on this Gauss shotgun I consider to be absolutely the best possible at this moment. I wasn't super happy when I was rolling, as I back then didn't yet realize that this is currently the #1 roll for Gauss shotgun. And close second will be quad with critical damage, less action points. And if I would need to choose a third one, of course Vampire for healing purposes. So this is a new Gauss shotgun for you. The situation changed a little bit, but it's definitely incredibly powerful and it shines for full health builds. especially for full health builds, as you will occasionally hit yourself with this splash damage. Full health can handle that way better than bloodied from my experience and testing. So here you go. An honorable mention for Gauss shotgun 2-shot, as that's a perfect tagger during events with a grenadier perk. It's a nice area of coverage with huge spread. It's not useful for anything else really, even tagging only. And that being said, this is everything you need to know about Gauss shotgun in 2023, after all the changes that Bethesda made to it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Turtle out.